When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shall not be afraid. To turn, turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right. 'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shall not be afraid. To turn, turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right.
Om Shanti. Lead, kindly light, amid the encircling gloom. Lead thou me on. The night is dark, and I am far from home. Lead thou me on. Keep thou my feet. I do not ask to see the distant scene. One step enough for me. So long thy power hath blessed me, sure is still, will lead me on o'er moor and fen, o'er crag and torrent, till the night is gone, and with the morn those angel faces smile, which I have loved long since and lost a while. This is an old poetry composed by John Newman, 1833. It tells about the unflinching power of faith, and it had been one of the favorites of Mahatma Gandhi, especially during the hard and harsh times of Satyagraha. This poem was not just an inspiration, but an spiritual anchor. Lead thou me on. I do not want to know the entire future. One step is enough for me. Faith is not just a word, it's fragrance. Today's Murli is on this topic, Nishchay, faith. Faith is an invisible power. Baba talked about few things on faith. Just as is your faith, so also will be your action. There will be radiance on your face. There will be intoxication if there is faith. So the first thing about faith is reflected in action. The second thing is victory. You don't have to make efforts for victory. You don't rush after victory. Faith. Victory is the natural blossoming of faith. Tree is not worried whether it will bear fruits or not. The only thing a tree does is to remain grounded in roots. So also, faith is not bothered about victory. Faith remains grounded, abides in its roots, and the victory comes as natural bloom. So the second point is, wherever there is faith, there is victory. The third is, wherever there is faith, there won't be any doubt. Faith is the silence of the questioning mind. The questions disappear. So no questions. The fourth, questions, no question, no doubt. So wherever there is faith, there is not an iota of doubt. Doubt just disappears. Questions just disappear. You don't fight with any one of these. Faith knows, and that's it. It has no desire to prove itself. The sun is not bothered whether people accept him as a source of light or not. It just knows. Faith doesn't want to prove itself. Faith does not seek evidences. So the fourth thing is, faith does not have question marks. Faith silences the bargaining and the trembling mind. The fifth, faith is not dependent on circumstances. The circumstances may be harsh, as the poem says, crag, rocks, cliffs, swampy land, storms. Faith remains untouched, unaffected by any of the external situations. Sixth, faith is surrender, an absolute surrender. Surrender to the divine will. But that does not mean that faith doesn't do anything. Faith moves. Faith takes the most dangerous paths. And yet, it remains grounded. Yet, it remains stable. And there is surrender to the divine will. The next, faith is carefree, befikr. No worry, no stress, no tension. Because it knows, I am just a flute, a hollow flute. And the divine is playing the music through me. The next, Faith is intoxicated. The person who has got faith remains in divine intoxication, in divine ecstasy, an inebriated stage. Next, generosity. A person who has got faith burns, and seeing his flame, others also burn. And the last point, the 10th, faith means Maya will come and test you. You remain unafraid, unbowed. Whether victory comes or defeat comes, it doesn't matter. 2 frogs once fell into milk. Milk ball, and they were struggling. One frog gave up and thought, I will not make it. And it succumbed to death. It was dark night, and the people of the house were sleeping. The other frog kept paddling and paddling and paddling. By morning, the milk turned into curd, and it came out. So no matter what situations come, and the man of faith passes through the tests of Maya. And the tests are sudden, but every surprise is a gift in disguise. Every shock is a blessing in disguise. So this is a short murli on Nishchay, where Baba describes these 10 points. First, just as is your faith, so also your actions. Your karma will be as per your faith. If your faith, your trust, your belief, your Nishchay, your Vishwas, Shraddha, whatever you call, is very strong, your actions will be strong. Second, wherever there is faith, there is victory. There is not an iota of doubt. A faithful man moves knowing that victory will garland him. The third, wherever there is faith, there are no questions. Questions just disappear. Wherever there is faith, there is no doubt. What to doubt? Whom to doubt? The faith is so strong and unflinching. Doubt just vanish. The next, faith does not depend upon circumstances. Faith and situations. Faith does not change as per situations. Faith is not opportunistic. The next, faith is to be in the stage of surrender. Surrender to the divine will. Surrender to the existence. And the existence provides all the answers. You don't struggle. You flow. You don't resist. You float. And life becomes the dance of ecstasy. The day becomes music, and night becomes song. So surrender. The next, to be faithful means to be carefree, befikr. I am just the flute, nimit. The divine is doing his work through me. I am just a channel. I am just a medium. I am just an instrument. I am just a tool in the hands of the divine. I am just a weapon in the hands of existence. The next, wherever there is faith, there is intoxication. A deep intoxication. This intoxication does not mean to be arrogant. The faith is deeper, and yet it's very humble. Humble as the dust. The next, generous. What you have achieved, you want to give it to all. And the last, Maya will test the faith. You remain unafraid. So that's today's Murli. And the 2 homeworks would be posted in group. You can go through them, read them. Read the Murli, churn the Murli. As Baba said yesterday, 3 groups. First, speakers. Second, thinkers. And the third, those who get merged. Those who get direct experience. Varnan. Second, Manan. And third, Magan. Om Shanti.